again. Welcome, and again extending the welcome to our comrades over the back here, Charles Ross and Wayne, thank you for your today. I'm not following any viewpoints here. I'm going to go a step aside from the tradition this morning. We actually have a few reports to get through here, so bear with me, I'm not going to be as quick as our other meetings this morning. Apologies, I have one from Barbara Gilchrist. I'll move that secondary worship. Those in favour, against, so carried. Identification of urgent business, I'm not aware of any. Minor nature again, also not aware of any conflicts of interest.
Just 7.4 or just okay.
Yeah, so in terms of just extension conflict of interest, you're set at 7.5, isn't it? Yes, 7.5. Your worship will subside, will stay here, but won't be involved today. Yep, very much, thank you. So I'll move that conflict of interest be recognised and seconded, please. Councillor Wills, those in favour, against, so carried. Again, in light of where we've come into this year, we've had a number of workshops, we've had a number of TBA meetings, and also citizenship and council meeting. I'll move those. All be carried. Or the second for that, please. Councillor Parker, all those in favour. Thank you. So moving through to a confirmation of minutes for our meeting held on 24th of November 2020. Mover and second, please. Move Councillor O'Reilly and Councillor Booth. All those in favour. So carried. So we're starting with our reports. The first one is our investment and borrowing treasury report, quarterly end of the 31st of December. And I'll call on Donna to represent that.
Yes, so a quarterly treasury report. We had a recent change in personnel, so I'd like to welcome you to the page ones that are adding to the attendance. This report will get a change in the staff. This is the treasury advisor. Take this read some questions that you've got.
We have to open it to the floor. Councillors, are there any questions in relation to that?
So my own question would be, I think in May is significant coming off, and we can reconfirm that detail at lower rates. What do you think we're looking like as far as an average rate due to that point, considering the current interest rates, etc. So I think we're at averages, what is it, 2 point something now. So I don't know right in front of me, but it was some of the high dips at about 5 or something. What are we likely to be looking at?
Yeah, we've currently got bank book providing some advice around upcoming so
yeah, so we'll crack down, but it still won't be significant more than a couple of months.
I need your mic on.
yeah, so we haven't completely worked through it.
Questions?
Through you, Chair, to answer your question, Your Worship, we will be expecting a significant reduction in the interest rate that we're looking at. And then the question becomes the term over which you set it as to how long, because that's a risk issue in terms of what risk you want against the lower rate. So those are the sort of issues that we work through to come to that. But yes, there will be a lower rate, which is we'll see our average rate drop as well as those loans come off. But what the new averages we have again to do.
So I'd like to move that, unless there's some further discussion. Move Stephen. Okay, Neil and Councillor Parker, all those in favour? Yes, so carried. Second report, 7.2. on page 34, and we get the risk for 2020 annual report. You can go on to view that.
You just say we have council annual report will be received for schools. This is the company that's currently in Reynolds, so that's no longer really operational. It previously offered public liability and professional indemnity covered to councils being council affected. Just table their annual report with us. So,
Any discussion in relation to that report?
Have we any liability involved with that? I assume that was obviously we used to run our insurance through the company.
yes, it's a historical thing, so I'm not really I don't
So have we got money in there, or what's the point of having it if we actually have got liability?
That's to provide runoff cover for several years should it eventuate.
So we still have.
We still get protection through it, but yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Weber. Any further discussion? So, move, and a seconder. Councillor Lyon, those in favour? Aye. So carried. Moving to 7.3, Civic Financial Services Statement of Intent on page 76. We'll move on to that discussion.
Similar to another corporate report that we received, so Civic Financial Services is the provider through which we obtain the insurance for the infrastructure, and also the CBC KiwiSaver scheme for their staff who are on that, and I just had their statement of intent with us. So,
Any further discussion, councillors? Seeing no that, Councillor O'Reilly, with that, and seconder. Yes, Councillor Oliver, all in favour? Aye, so carried. Moving to 7.4, and we're going to the progress report for the Airborne and Security Facility Development, Social Housing and Population Compliance Project. Thank you very much. I'd like to present the issues, the comments in relation to that.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, welcome, Worship Councillors and members of the community boards. I'll take the report as read. We've got some updates and over 20 questions. And a quick update for this financial year, for this beginning of this year. Channels are underway in regards to cataloguing everything that's currently in the theatre. We held a meeting last week in Christchurch with all the contractors and the architects, and we're beginning to flesh out some of the concept design, and work is underway. So we've had some of the consultants, one group on site this week, looking at some of the structural works that are going to be required, and the estimating for the future, etc. So underway, and you'll see some movement in the timelines on the report. But that is actually grouping together the movement of the start of the concept work and towards the end. So we've actually built some of the designs and the concept timeline.
Questions for Councillor Clinton?
Yes, Nicole, I've got a number of concerns actually on that report. It appears there's quite a number of things that weren't included in the brief. They've noted on a couple not originally included but critical to operation. We're talking about expanding a rehearsal space that's not needed for touring shows. We'd like it as a cafe now. Talked about that.
Sorry, Councillor.
Order, I think
You're on the wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Just such moments on students.
Thank you. Any further discussion, questions? Thank you for that. It's on to move, it's noted and accepted Councillor Wills and Councillor Oliver. Those in favour? Yes, so thank you. And moving to 6.5 on page 86. Yeah. Oh, yes.
That was the one. There was one before. It's the social housing and theatre. You want to update on social housing?
Well, it's just part of that report, was any other discussion, that's basically what it was. Is there any discussion around social housing questions in relation to that insulation compliance report? So they were one encompassing report. You have got one? No, still on it. Thanks. So,
It's quickly, that's underway, so again, we're on track with that.
so we moved the entire report to that one. Opening up, so 6.5, this is the Theatre Royal Heritage Facility Development Return Brief. So again, I'd like to listen. I think it's been preempted with some questions that you might want to conclude with.
Sorry, just
Introductions.
supplementary to the text from architects and the design for us.
Okay.
So we've obviously worked with a number of stakeholders and the original consultant team, including the heritage architect, the theatre consultant, to put that brief together. Like you said, there's a number of items that are out of scope, and there was the issues around heritage. So basically our stakeholder engagement process really was about sitting down and just listening to what everybody had to say, and also trying to work out, what the expectations were. And now I suppose the next step is to, quantify what those expectations are in regards to the original scope and budget. So that's the next line of work to go on with. Any other particular questions?
That's the things.
Sorry,
So,
again. Yeah, look, I'm just concerned that with what I'm seeing here, we're going to blow the budget. And I don't want to see the 11.6 million that we got from the government blowing on a lolly scramble of some sort. So, I mean, what's the next step in terms of deciding? I see even there, they're now talking about pulling the front off the Theatre Royal that was never in the scope. I can't believe in what we supplied you with. I don't know. Are we back to front finding out now the air conditioning rattles, so that'll have to be replaced? I guess there's just a whole lot of concerns that I now have over the budget we've given you and whether you're able to deliver the project as we wanted it. Because my quick sums is we'll be millions over the budget if we include all these requests.
Certainly a process, that needs to happen now for the QS to go through all of those sort of in-scope items and the out-of-scope items, and I suppose with an old building, there is unfortunately always going to be discovery once you start looking at it in detail of other issues. I think with the services, the scope has always been obviously for new services to the heritage facility, and there may now be an opportunity to improve and future-proof areas of the theatre that may not have been thought about at that time. But I suppose if that is ever going to happen, then this is the opportunity to do it. I suppose from our perspective and working with the groups we have, it's sort of what sort of future do you want for the theatre, and if we don't address it now, is there going to be more work to do, subsequently?
I think to add to that, initially, when theatre projects stood alone, there was conversation around the fly system in particular and the stage area. As that has evolved over the last few years, and then during the stakeholder meetings, for instance, Friends of the Theatre, who were the ones that brought the noise of the air conditioning systems to the table and asked during the stakeholder process, are you going to do something with them? They're so noisy that during quiet times of shows, when they're on, that's what you can hear. And these were things that were not available as information to the team when we started our when I came on board. So during the stakeholder process, items have been brought to the table by the stakeholders. What we've done with this report is represent to you what we've heard. The next step in the journey is to work with the scope that we were given and the budget that's on the table, and for the design team along with the group involved and the project steering group to be able to say, this is what we can do with those funds. These are some of the conceptual designs. The items that are out of scope that have been brought to the table, so we're not saying out of scope, the stakeholders are saying these would be nice to have, some of them would probably have to have. What we want to do is explore in that process the opportunities of the new build in the museum and how we can actually adapt the systems there to feed the theatre and therefore enhance issues or maybe remove some of what we deem out of scope and solve them in a different way. So multi-use of rooms, for instance, we have an educational space that will go into the museum design. We can actually adapt that to have a multi-purpose. So it could become a rehearsal room that is required or being asked for by the theatre groups. And so we can actually take that out of scope and solve it within scope because we're really having a purpose. So part of the process we're going to go through is to then look at those items and bring them in. It is not our intent to want to go over a budget. What we have to do is bring to the table the facts and the current construction climate that we're dealing with and the cost of things, and that's what we're going to do.
So just for clarity, I guess we've got a brief, and these extras, are they going to be shown as extras or are they combined? Because I saw nowhere previously they were talking about the removal and maybe replacing the facade of the Theatre Royal. Wasn't in the budget, and I imagine that's $1 million job. So
that's not our intent at the moment anyway. I don't think that's not something.
well, the report does state that.
Well, it's, everything is at the moment, because we haven't put pen to paper, the design is still sort of blank page. So if there isn't money to do that, then, and it seems unlikely there will be, then I don't think that would be kind of the list of priorities from our perspective as far as improving the facility.
So it may be a case of looking at how we paint the front. You know, so like redesign gives it a different look, but also making sure that it fits with the streetscape. If there's opportunity, if we had funds within the budget we've got, and that was the last cab off the rank for an ability to do something with, it's there on the stakeholder brief, but in reality, when we get into the building, we have the QS bring to the table some of the numbers involved in what we want to do. That drops off. How do we address it just to bring it back up and give it some life on the street?
Last question. When do we hope to have some of those numbers from the QS?
So we're working with the concept design and the QS is on board. We've begun, but without absolute design or even a more fleshed out concept, we don't have square meterage, we don't have that ability to take the dollar figure from, say, Rawlinson's perspective, the book figure of the QS, and then equate that to square meterage, but we're not very far away. So that is happening in this next couple of months. The end of February, after my meeting last week with all the contractors and the QS, we're going to actually bring some high level numbers together that will come up to project steering group, and at some point when that comes to council, and also when the advisory group is put together, and it's to the project steering group, we'll be able to sort of have more access to that information, but it is underway.
Thank you.
So essentially, this is an iterative process, and it's about transparency, and it may seem like it's taking a bit longer than it otherwise would. The report is very, very comprehensive because it's a broad scope, brushstrokes around all the potentials. We have to cut our cloth to fit the situation. It's always going to come back to us as councillors to make those decisions, and the final brief and what we're named in terms of what the concept is and how it is and how we want it to be as a vision for this process is about us. So, dare I say, throwing the comments out around lolly scrambles and it's not very helpful, but the key here is that you ask some very valid questions and we need to have that, so that we're all on the same board, we're on the same journey, and we need to make sure that this meets some timelines. So it's been a long process. Councillor Booth.
Yeah, thank you. I really, I'm quite happy with what I see. It's quite sensible that you look at everything, including all those things that you mentioned, such as the air conditioning. And it is going to be a heritage bed or hub. Therefore, it's got to have one lot. I understand changes in the front to the theatre. I see some pictures there of people using blue stain, the same as the other building. So I just really want, I think it's good. I think you've got to give us the whole picture. And you're the expert, you've got the expert who's surrounded with the experts, and we need to just have that information so we make an informed decision.
I think the other important thing is that it's a really valid process to go through the stakeholder engagement, and even if we can't accommodate everybody's needs, the fact that the people feel they've been listened to, and if there's a valid reason the budget is not going to achieve that they haven't just been ignored, that people can go on their journey.
Some of the items that may have to be left out of the scope, there is no reason why we can't look over successive years, once the building is running operable, in forecasting some of those things to happen. So not a major structural change, but there could be additions to spaces for opportunity to do more in-depth work that we can't afford to do in the scope now, but we build those in 3 and 6 years down the track, so it's an addition.
And as I say, looking at the electrics and the DV board, etc., all that stuff, everything's got to be done. It's got to be done.
But the beauty of actually having the museum as a completely new building, we get to put new systems into that building, so that could be lighting, the electricity, the air conditioning systems, filtration systems, all of those things, and feed them across and into the theatre. So the theatre automatically benefits from upgrades that standing alone may not happen. But conversely, then the museum gets that opportunity to have extra spaces annexed to it, including the theatre, which becomes more civic use. So there's opportunities on both sides, provided we plan our way through the spaces.
Thank you, Councillor Booth. And I'd just like to point out that as we sit here, we could have been in the very position where we didn't actually receive any of that stimulant money. And of course, we'd be looking at $11 million that we would have been funding, ratepayers would have been funding. I'm not suggest that we're going to push the budget boundaries at all, but just making sure that that's within the scope of what we're thinking when we're looking at doing this job correctly. Any further discussion? Thank you.
Let's get on with it.
Thank you. Councillor Booth moving back and seconder. Councillor Hiddington, thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against, so carried. Thank you. Good discussion. So I have no consideration of urgent business items or of minor nature, and I'll move to exclude public. So I'd like to move that Councillor Parker, seconded Councillor Whittington. All those in favour, or against, thank you.